Hey everyone, how you doing? I had a bit of video recording snafu, so I've lost a bit of footage here, but we are in episode 28 of Path of Exile Betrayal. We have gone ahead and entered the belly of the beast, which we opened last time before we did our incursion run. I also went ahead and did the boss fight where we confronted Kira and put her down and recovered the feather and turned in the feather quest back in town, which was what I lost when I screwed up my video. So sorry about that. Anyhow, we have run through the belly of the beast. We have started encountering incursions again, so we're going to have another temple run on the way in the near future. And now we're just running through the, I guess this is the rotting core, where we are looking for Sin, who will meet us in here. And apparently we're going to do some more incursion runs in here too. So let's see if they go better than the ones I've already done in the last zone. They have not been going well because I haven't been getting the stone drops.
Ready to revisit the past? The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the closer we get to finding the temple in the present day. Let's have a look at the layout.
So I don't really care about either of these. I guess I'll do this architect if we do any, and I want to open that door so we get to the jeweler's forge. So let's see if we can actually do that.
Let's go.
Maybe we'll actually get some stone drops this time, which has been the key problem so far, is I just haven't gotten the stones that I need to open the doors. Let's go ahead and go down here and kill this architect. There's our stone of passage, which I'm going to take, and then I'm going to run up here and open this door. Alright. Better that time. And now we can just run down here and kill some more monsters if we get to them in time, which we don't. Got a couple items, nothing spectacular, but we do have 2 more temple incursions in here to do, so that's a cool thing.
Just in time.
And we find them immediately, and I'm running while bleeding, which you should never do.
Ah, there you are. Ready to revisit the past? The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the closer we get to finding the temple in the present day. Have a look at where you're going.
So we definitely want to open this door to connect up to the sacrificial chamber, and we want to kill this architect to increase the life of the final boss and increase item yield throughout the temple.
Greetings. Time to go.
Ow. Here's our architect to kill. There's our stone of passage, which we also want. So there's our door open, and there is our architect dead. We can just kill monsters now. We have accomplished our goals. And that's really all we care about. Although, it would be nice if we find another... we're not going to. I was going to say, if we found another stone, we could open that other door. That would have been good, but no matter. On with the quest. Golem is dead again. And I'll let you know when we find something cool. Glittering Halls Tier 3, always nice. Lots of jewelry there. And we have 5 incursions remaining, so we will keep working on that as we go. Into the Black Core, where we encounter Sin.
Something doesn't seem right. Yes, it would appear our old friend Malachi has one final trick to play. A thaumaturgical wound to the hearts of my precious beast. This complicates things, but not perhaps so much that there is nothing we can do. Exile, listen to me. I'm about to release the souls of our unholy trinity from their decanter. Their anger will exude more power than you have experienced ever before. You must defeat them one by one, to fuse their remnants into something volatile enough to coax the dark ember from its womb. Ready yourself.
Okay, so we end up with 3 portals leading into little side areas that we have to clear. And let's see what Sin has to say before we go.
The souls of these 3 continue to surprise us. Quickly now, the hearts have become doorways. Enter in, complete your mission, though I cannot say exactly what you will find on the other side.
Thanks for nothing. Alright. And what we find on the other side are little dungeon areas that we have to do the usual, kill the monsters, take their stuff, and fight our way through. So, we will continue on our way, and when I reach the boss or find anything interesting, I will let you know. So we killed it that fled in the middle of all this. I'm just going to bargain with him so we can keep moving. Because this area does have a bunch of dynamic little vortexes or tempests, I guess, that spawn in here. Making it dangerous to stand around and look at stuff too long, which is why I'm kind of moving fairly quickly through here. We are at our boss fight now, and Chevron, we've encountered her twice right now. You know what to expect. Bunch of lightning damage. And we kill her fairly easily. My inventory is getting full, so I'm not going to pick that up. And we do this twice more. The next up is Malagaro. And his area has a bunch of spiders in it, as you might expect. And it spawns these spinning vortexes of doom that hurt when they hit. I think that's chaos damage. Not sure. And I'm just going to keep moving because I don't really want to get hit by all this stuff. And as has been true most of this series, we are over leveled. So really shouldn't be a huge deal to kill him. He does some nice duplicates. Avoid the chaos damage. And we've killed him. On to Dodri. Dodri has a bunch of curse generating obelisks in her lair. We don't necessarily have to kill them, but totems pretty much kill everything in their path. There is the exit to Dodri's lair. I'll pop a portal quickly, not that it matters, and go ahead and go in and kill her. Dodri goes down pretty easily. We can go back out and talk to Sin. And this is going to trigger the final boss fight, which takes place right here.
At last, our trio joins to become one foul spirit. Destroy that creature of darkness, and let us be rid of this place.
Oh, I guess we do actually go into the Black Heart. And this is just a giant dodge battle. Has a little bit of the Brine King mechanism with the walls of water around it. And a little bit of Malachi with the glowing spheres, and Chevron with the lightning books, and Scorpions from Shikiri, and, you know, it's the all-in-one boss battle. And we have successfully killed the boss. And we get ejected out onto the coast, where Lily and Whalem are waiting for us.
I ain't gonna lie to you, friend. You look like actual shite. Like a real big steamy pile of goat droppings. What in the bloody hell happened to you since we last crossed compasses? Well, never fear. Your favourite Captain Old Rottooth is here to save the day. I guess I owes you a bit on account of bringing Lily and I back together. Fair.
You're questioning me, the great sea mistress Lily Roth, about how she so happened to find you failing at drowning on some god-forsaken fleshy piece of land. Thought it'd be obvious. Grandfather and I, we came to thank you for our little reunion here you started. Caught wind that you were playing around up here with that dead beast from the locals. So we followed your trail, dreading we'd be finding your body bits strewn all over this god-forsaken mountain. But lo and behold, what do we get? Our favourite exile twiddling their thumbs. Your lucky old Whalem's still got some thaumaturgical prowess in his bones. How the hell did you end up here anyhow? Well, I suppose you'll be wanting us to ferry you over to Oriath. Take care of that nasty cannibal god Katava once and for all? Well, we'd be glad to oblige. There'll be plenty of treasures in ruined Theopolis just sitting there for the taking, I'm sure. Say the words and we'll set the sails.
So we have officially completed Act 9, and we are on to Act 10, the final act of Path of Exile. And once we finish that, we move on to maps. So we're going to go ahead and sail to Oriath, and I will meet you on the other side. So we are on the docks outside of Oriath, and a lot of people are going to want to talk to us.
Well, once more, you owe me for letting you sail around on me ship. But that's okay. I'm the kind of gal who can play the long game. Sometime in the future, I'll be in need of your services once more. You can pay me back then. All right, come on. You got a job to do. Lives to save, gods to kill. Better get to it.
Welcome ye to Oriath. Smell that fresh landlubber air. Ain't nothing like the air in Theopolis, full of debauchery and pollution, hidden neath the garb of them holy templars. Seems the place has changed a fair bit since last I were here. A lot more blood and entrails than what I remember. Well, best Lily and I stay here, where it be safe. You journey on ahead, matey, and see what blimey buggers you get to kill next. Say, you're not in the market for a new cutlass or anything, are ya? Recently unlocked the Black Crest's old armory. Found a whole shitload of weaponry down there from another time. If you fancy it, be glad to show you my stock. See if there's anything in there you'd like to pick up.
Okay, so Lily and Whalem are pushing us forward. They want us to get on with killing Katava. And that's, of course, what we want to do. I'm going to go ahead and clear my inventory before we talk to everyone else, so I'll be back in a sec.
winds and calm seas.
Okay, Lonnie and Sin both want to talk to us, so let's hear what they have to say about the quests we might have here.
The prodigal returns. Have you brought with you a weapon to free us? The ravenous one has only grown more hungry since you left us, and I fear your efforts may be too little, too late. Kitava has all but destroyed us here, and our poor departed Utula's cultists have taken hold of the city. There's little ground left to tread that won't cause the grasping claws of Hinekora to reach out and wring our pretty little necks. I see your eyes, Exile. You wonder why I am here instead of at the Overseer's Tower. I'll tell you the horrible truth. The tower has fallen to the infernal devices of Kitava. That witch, Violenta, is to blame. She lowered a secret ladder and led Kitava's cultists right to our very beds. Bannon and I barely escaped with our lives. Together, we cut through the hordes, but it was no use. They had us surrounded. Bannon created a distraction which allowed me to flee. When I last saw him, he was perched atop the rooftops, holding off our enemies, though how long he will last, I cannot say. If you are going that way, perhaps you can find him and return him to me. I have grown fond of that Templar. The fire of Namahu burns within his belly. It would not fare well for us in this war if that fire were lost.
Okay, so we have to find Bannon on a roof somewhere.
For freedom.
We're also going to talk to Sin.
It is good to see that you survived, my friend. But then, you have fared far worse. The froth of a violent ocean should be no problem for you. While we have been absent, Oriath has become a necropolis, a swarm of Kitava's wretched servants. The situation looks more dire than I had first anticipated. Before we make our move, we must know what we are dealing with. I send you, Exile, as a scout, as the only scout that would stand a chance moving through the shifting forms of this nightmare. You must discover where Kitava resides. Only then can we issue our final blow.
Okay,
Goodbye.
not really a quest. That didn't change anything over here, just to make sure. So we head over here. We have the waypoint. No place to go, but we're going to go head up to the cathedral rooftop and find Bannon. So this layout should look familiar. It is identical to where we first fought Kitava. And we are going to head into the cathedral apex, the top of the roof. Hint, hint. And
Exile.
there are plenty of cultists here,
Help me.
and they summon some demons, and we're going to kill the demons, especially that demon. We're going to get a Ramparts map out of the deal, and we have Bannon.
Phew. I would thank God for you, my friend, if that weren't too on the nose. I felt for sure that this time it was my turn to depart our world. Kitava's cultists surrounded Lani and I a while back. We split up and I led a distraction so she could make best her escape. Funny, I really should have considered my own plan for evasion once I'd allowed her hers. In any case, it is good to see you again, Exile. Let us talk more in a safer space. I shall meet you back at the docks.
Okay, so we'll head back down to the docks. And I'm guessing we're going to have a whole bunch of other quests ready to go. Yeah, I see Lily and Whalem have something to say. Bannon has something to say.
Ah, good to see you made it back. You look at me with suspicious eyes. Yes, I know you have your apprehensions about me, and my new indwelling spirit. But if it helps a little, I feel innocence stirring inside me, awakening with an odd sense of gratitude towards you. It was, after all, your bite that returned him to humility, allowed the scales to drop from his eyes. If you are to go wandering the city in its current state, be careful where you step. Kitava's cultists are constantly on the prowl, actively seeking food for their god. What's worse, the passage to Kitava's feast is blocked off by 2 large black gates. We call them Kitava's horns, and they are utterly impenetrable to the motions of man. There is but one way in which we can reach Kitava and deprive him of his eternal meal. The staff of Avarius lies somewhere amongst the rubble of the Chamber of Innocence, still billowing with holy power. If you were to find it and return it to me, I believe the power in the staff will act as power enough to break through the horned gates.
Okay, so back to the Chamber of Innocence to get the staff. Wish we would have known that before. We could have picked it up while we were there. We'll talk to Sin.
Good luck out.
Then it is as I feared. Kitava's strength has grown insurmountable in our absence, and his horns now deny us entry to his feeding trough. Evidently, the hungry god has grown picky about what crumbs now travel towards his burgeoning throat. It is this strength that concerns me. I have spoken with our friend Bannon over there, a willful vessel of my misguided brother. I knew eventually we would need to enlist my brother's services, though I had hoped we need not do so this soon. Yet, it seems that we have no other choice. We must invoke my dormant brother, slumbering within Bannon's frame. Kitava's horns are a thing of great corruption, which only Innocence's purity can dispel. Before we proceed, I feel I must confide something in you. Bannon wishes me not to speak of it, as he is willing for the sacrifice. However, I feel you should know. Once we invoke Innocence, once we dredge him up from his cocoon inside the soul of Bannon, the man shall cease to be. Only the god shall remain. Do you understand what I say, Exile? If we take this path, Bannon will die. Excruciatingly so. Burnt with purity from the inside out. As I said, Bannon is willing to commit his life to this cause. But perhaps you should say your farewells before we move past the point of no return. Remember, humanity needs us.
Bye, Bannon.
Bannon is alive and well. In no small way thanks to you, I would be willing to guess. Without him being here, I would have lost my sanity or my life a long time ago. Take this gift as a token of both our appreciation.
So we're going to get a potion as a reward, and I don't know that there's anything here that we actually care about. I'm going to grab that silver flask.
Now that you have returned, and we have managed to sturdy ourselves once more abreast this mighty ship, I ask of you one more favor. Find that traitor Violenta and kill her. Though I wish to see her dead as revenge for her insurrection, Violenta has become something far worse under the radiation of Kitava's gaze. She must be stopped.
Okay.
For freedom.
Violenta is going to have to die.
Now that the Brine King is nothing but crab meat, his sunken domain, the ancient city of Soartha, is ripe for the plundering. My granddaddy once dedicated a good portion of his sailing life trying to hunt down the location of that monolithic city. Then, while he were otherwise indisposed, yours truly tried to follow in his gnarled footsteps, track down the teardrop, a pearl as big as your head, carved with the clues to the city's subaquatic location. I was this close to completing my grandfather's legacy when those damn Templar privateers raided me ship and took off with the teardrop, threw it in their reliquary here in Theopolis. As it were, now's the perfect time to retrieve that dazzling pearl. Think you can nab it for me? I'll make it worth your while. Maybe tick it off the list of things you owe me.
Okay, so we have to head into the reliquary and pay back Lily for our ride here.
Was a time when the ladies would be begging for a bit of old Whalem. But I ain't felt the warm caress of a woman in a long time, and it wounded me dreadful. During me time on the sea, I heard tale of Queen Edzeri, and her penchant for using this land as a kind of vault for all her special shinies. One such shiny be her famed love potion, supposed to attract the drinker's ideal mate to their loins, even if that mate be far across the sea. Old Queen Edzeri kept the liquid in the skull of her favourite lover. Them damned Templars probably got their hands on it by now, and the potion's bizarre container has me thinking they probably went and tossed it into the ossuary along with the rest of the bones they got lying around. Exile, be ye the friend I believe you to be, then find a potion for me, so that I can experience true love once more.
Okay.
Always keep your eyes on the horizon.
We have all the quests, and I do mean all the quests. We have 4 places to go. We have to go to the ossuary, the reliquary, the control blocks, and then the Chamber of Innocence. If you remember this area, once we get past the cathedral roof, we end up having to go to the ruined square. And all these areas are connected to the ruined square. A lot of them do have waypoints in it. So I think what I want to do today, for the rest of this episode, is make our way to the ruined square, go ahead and find the waypoint there as sort of a starting point for next episode. We'll see how far we get. We might find a couple other waypoints along the way. But I don't think I want to go searching all the waypoints out in this episode, because there are several of them. We've made our way to the Ravaged Square, and from here we can pretty much find all the little side areas that we need to find to complete all our quests. And I think the first thing we're probably going to find up here is maybe Kitava's horns. Maybe not. I'm going to follow this around a bit and find a way through, see what we can discover as far as waypoints and so forth. I'm thinking that we should find the ossuary entrance up here and Kitava's horns. They're usually up sort of in this direction. And as I speak, there we go. So there's our waypoint. There's the ossuary. I'm going to go ahead and run around here and find the rest of our landmarks. There are Kitava's horns. That's what we have to destroy with the Staff of Purity that we're going to find eventually. Okay, so this is the Torch Court, which unfortunately does not have a waypoint inside it. So we're going to have to let that be for now. I'm going to go ahead and run down to where I think we'll find the reliquary and the control blocks. Grab the waypoints for those before we continue into the Torch Courts. And I'm hitting all the dead ends. We are inside the reliquary, and there's a waypoint right inside the door, so I'm going to grab that, and I am just heading back out so we can continue our exploration and find the control blocks. We are almost done with this area. Oops. It does go on for quite a ways. I think this should be the control blocks. Yep. So that was a waypoint when we came out last time. It is broken now, but if we go inside the control blocks, pretty sure there is a waypoint right inside the door. There's a waypoint right in here. So we will grab that. And again, not going to run that today. Now that we have the waypoints, we can easily find all those locations next time. I am going to run back. You can see that this zone goes on for quite a ways. I am going to run all the way up here and go ahead and explore the torch courts, get to the battle in there, and recover the Staff of Purity, because I want to do that before I lose that waypoint. The easiest way to do that is going to be port back to town and hit the waypoint to the Ravaged Courts. So, back in a minute. So, the torch courts, we've been through here before. And usually we can go this way and just sort of follow the way, kill all the cultists, and make our way to the exit. So I'll let you know when I find something cool in here. So the cultists sort of took over this temple shrine area, turned it to their own dark purposes, but that's a good landmark that we're on the right track here. We will continue on our way and fight our way past the rest of the cultists into the Chamber of Innocence. We have made our way to the Desecrated Chambers, and this is sort of that inner sanctum that we ran through before. It is quite long and leads the way to the Staff of Purity. And this is a good stopping point. I don't want to run through all this today. It's going to make the episode way too long. And I really don't want to pick up the Staff of Purity yet, because it is a 6 or 8 slot inventory item. And so it just cramps our inventory. So next time we are going to go back. We're going to hit the control blocks, the reliquary, and the ossuary. We are going to pick up all our side quest items and take care of those. We will also find the labyrinth trial for the final merciless lab in, I think, the ossuary. So we'll take care of that too. Then we're going to find the Staff of Purity and destroy Kitava's horns and head to our final confrontation with Kitava. I don't know if we'll do all that next time, but we'll put a good dent in it. Until then, this is Mark signing off. Thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the like button. Subscribe to find out when new videos are up on the channel, and hit the notification bell, of course. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.